Hello everyone, it is that time of year again, you guessed it, Valentine's Day. So to celebrate my least favorite holiday, I decided to write a creepy short story for both your entertainment and mine. You guys voted in the polls, this is what you voted for. So grab a glass of warm milk, subscribe for more stories, and let's get started. This story is called Roses, Wine, and Blood, and I hope you enjoy it. The sun was hot but setting into the sea, a perfect backdrop for the crime that had just befell the white sandy shores of Venice Beach. Rose petals laid scattered across the white beach towel, soaked in red wine and blood, a gruesome scene indeed. And who was the first one on the scene? Well, I'll give you one guess. It was me, Detective Sam Smith, at your service. The two bodies lying before me were a man and a woman, both around the age of 35. The man had dark hair, tan skin, and a 5 o'clock shadow that grew perfectly across his toned but lifeless face. His damn jawline could cut glass, and he was wearing a pressed blue suit. It was Valentine's Day, so he'd obviously gone all out for the lady lying next to him. She had blonde hair, pale skin, and was certainly at least as attractive as he was. She had been stabbed first, and he had obviously tried to fight off their attacker, but to no avail, as they both lay there dead, waiting for someone to show up and solve the murder. My colleagues showed up soon after I radioed in the location, and our resident smart guy decided this was a crime of passion. There was an empty engagement ring box laying open on the ground beside the victims, and no murder weapon could be identified at the scene. Though it was pretty obvious that both victims had been stabbed, by what exactly was the question. The unfortunate truth was, we didn't have much to go on with this murder, because not only did we not find the murder weapon, but the killer stole and possibly wore the male victim's shoes as they fled the scene, as to confuse us and throw us off their trail. They were smart, for sure, but unfortunately a lot of psychopaths are. We think that perhaps the woman had another suitor, or maybe the man had a mistress who got angry when she saw the ring going to the female victim and lashed out. People can't always control their emotions, and a lot of potential good people end up behind bars because of it. I stood there staring out at the warm sun on my face as the coroner took the victims away to do their more detailed autopsies. I don't know what they expect to find, but it couldn't hurt to dig a little deeper. My superiors interrogated me, of course, as the first person on the scene who called it in. It had been my day off, and I just happened upon it before anyone else had the chance to get there. Luckily, I know not to contaminate a crime scene, so the department was actually rather glad it was me who found them. I was just going for a jog on the beach, when suddenly there they were. It was a strange scene to walk up on, you know? I've been doing this job for a long time, but never had I seen something like this before. The perfect ocean waves, the sun setting in the distance, the sandy beach setting creating a perfect proposal for what might have been the happiest moment of their lives. But something went wrong. Someone didn't account for their past or thought they were safe enough to let their guard down. That's something that's changed me since I found them like that. I don't think I'll ever be able to let my guard down again, regardless of the situation. Because that could have been me. It could have been anyone. So why were these two people so special? What made them think that they could just live happily ever after and have the perfect fairy tale ending? They maybe wanted to get married or have kids, just grow old together, but no. Their lives were cut short. The most likely reason being because someone maybe that they didn't even know, didn't want them to have that. Maybe fueled by jealousy or spite or psychotic, unyielding rage, someone wanted them dead, or, more so, preferred them dead, to being happy. Why couldn't they just be happy? What was their ultimate crime? Well, I may be a detective, but I don't have all the answers. In fact, in a case like this, we may never have all the answers. But they're making me write up this report to prove that I'm psychologically sane and that the trauma of the event hasn't done something to keep me from doing my job properly. I don't know, something about survivor's guilt and psychotic breaks and the department doing their due diligence. Whatever the reason, this is my statement. And whoever did commit this horrible crime, I'm sure they'll be found and taken care of. No one should ever have to see the things that I saw that day. All the rose petals, the spilled wine, the blood. No one should ever have to see the love of their life choose someone else right in front of them. Of course, I couldn't tell the department that, so after I write this out to make myself feel better, I'm gonna delete it all and write out a more professional statement. Lord knows I can't have the department thinking I'm the suspect. But God, I really hate Valentine's Day.